Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up the flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm going to let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Dun, Dun, Dun. Miss Lily Blink, what up? China Carter, what's up? Sweet beloved, what it do? African pride. Cass, what's up? Bless one. What it do? DJ Killer Chris. Yeah, I'm gonna let a few more of y'all come in before I go in, because I know they're gonna jump on this one. I know. Where are all the Trumpsters? Where are they? They hiding and seeking right now, because their daddy, their God, folded once again, running that mouth, just running that trap. And he folded again. Yeah, man. Hater don't like that. Hater don't like that. I knew he was going to fold. All that talking, all that is, fam, is that internet talking. You know, people, that internet can give you a high, running that mouth, give you a high, just talking. Because as long as you're on the other side, somewhere tucked away safe, you ain't got to worry about what's going on the ground. You ain't got to worry about all that stuff. But guess who do have to worry about it? American citizens. Yeah. Somebody came to their senses. Somebody talked some sense into this demented dude. Trump started off the year just a guy that was, you know, accused of being in the files of perhaps the greatest sex scandal in the history of America. And just like that, he became a war criminal, a demented war criminal. But then again, aren't all war criminals demented? Yeah. Anyway, fam, per the AP, check this out. U.S., Israel, and Iran agreed to a 2-week ceasefire as Trump seizes diplomatic off-ramp. Tehran, Iran. U.S. President Donald Trump pulled back on his threats to launch devastating strikes on Iran late Tuesday, swerving to de-escalate the war less than 2 hours before the deadline he set for Tehran to capitulate or face a major escalation. Trump said he was holding off on his threatened attacks on Iranian bridges, power plants, and other civilian targets, subject to Tehran agreeing to a 2-week ceasefire and reopening the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway through which a fifth of the world's oil is shipped during peacetime. He also said Iran has proposed a workable 10-point peace plan that could help end the war launched by the U.S. and Israel in February. Iran's Supreme National Security Council said it had accepted a 2-week ceasefire and that it would negotiate with the United States in Islamabad beginning Friday. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said passage through the strait would be allowed for the next 2 weeks under Iranian military management. It wasn't immediately clear whether that meant Iran would loosen its chokehold on the waterway. In a post on his social media site, his failed social media site, Trump said that he would suspend attacks on Iran for 2 weeks, provided Tehran agreed to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the strait. Iran's demands for ending the war, what are they? Well, they include control of the strait, the withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region, the lifting of sanctions, and the release of its frozen assets. The demands indicate an effort to remake both the geopolitical order in the Middle East and the global oil trade. Even as the ceasefire was announced, missile alerts continued in the United Arab Emirates, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Kuwait early Wednesday, hinting at the chaos surrounding the diplomatic moves. The U.S. military has halted all offensive operations against Iran, but continues defensive actions, said an official who spoke on condition of anonymity to describe sensitive military operations. Since the war began, Trump has repeatedly backed off deadlines just before they expire. In doing so again Tuesday, Trump said he had come to the decision based on conversations with Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and General Asim Munir, Pakistan's powerful army chief. Sharif is in a post on X hours earlier, urged Trump to extend his deadline by 2 weeks to allow diplomacy in advance. He used the same post to ask Iran to open the strait for 2 weeks. The president said in his social media post that Iran has presented a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated, Trump said. Let me tell you something, fam. I don't trust Trump as far as I could throw him. They were already in the middle of negotiations when Trump bombed on them. Right in the middle of negotiating. They bombed on him. But Iran ain't stupid. Fool me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I think Iran is going to have that mentality. Iran ain't stupid by no means. They do not trust Trump. Now, they're supposed to meet in Pakistan. That's where it's going down at. The meeting is supposed to take place in Pakistan, and they're supposed to try to come to some sort of agreement. Here's what's important to know. Before the deadline, airstrikes hit 2 bridges and a train station, and the U.S. hit military infrastructure on Karj Island, a key hub for Iranian oil production. So it talks about how Trump has extended deadlines before. See, this is what, like, you can't trust nothing, and I mean nothing Trump says. Iran's president said 14 million people, including himself, have volunteered to fight. How many people you think in the United States would volunteer to fight? That's despite Trump saying that the U.S. forces could wipe out all of the bridges in Iran in a matter of hours and reduce all power plants to smoking rubble in roughly the same time frame. Now, here's the thing about those threats. So what did the Iranian people do? Trump said he's going to blow up everything. He says also he's going to hit civilian targets. I'm going to blow it all off the map. I'm blowing it off the map. 9 o'clock Eastern time. I'm killing everybody. Well, guess what the The Iranian people did. But they didn't run scared. They didn't go hide under the bridge. They didn't run to the airport and try to get out of the country. They didn't jump on boats and try to flee. Here's what they did. They formed human chains around the power plants. The spirit on the bridges that Trump said he was going to blow up. Look at that, fam. They surrounded the power plant Trump said he was going to blow up. About thousands. This is men, women, and children. You think America ain't ready for that, man? America ain't ready for no country like that. America ain't built like that. These people, they live off principle. Americans live off of fear and capitalism. Everything is money. Everything, every day, all day is money, money, money. This is what frustrating Trump. He can't believe that they're still standing and they're still fighting back, launching missiles. He couldn't believe it. That's what pissed him off. You know what? I just blow the whole thing up and say, okay, come on, try. Watch what happens. Try. Watch what happens. And somebody finally talked some sense into that dotard. They finally talked some sense into him. Like, look, man, we already stuck our hands in some boo-boo. Now you trying to make us fall into all the way into it. You're trying to make us rub our face into it. Those people formed a human chain around the power plant. Let's run that back. They formed a human chain around the power plant. Men, women, and children. America ain't built like that. America ain't ready for that type of smoke. You can't kill a spirit. You can kill a person. They killed their leader, the Ayatollah. And the people stood even stronger. Imagine shooting somebody. Imagine you just shoot somebody and you kill them. And all of a sudden the person starts, other versions of that person just popping up everywhere you look. They just, no matter how much you shoot, you shoot, they still popping up. You can't kill. Look at them people out there on that bridge. That's the bridge he said he's going to blow up. He said he was going to blow the building up. He said he was going to blow the bridge up. Instead of hiding under the bed, they went out and stood on the bridge. America ain't built like that. No matter how arrogant, no matter how much money and military might and all that stuff, no matter how tough America try to act, America ain't built like that. America fight when it's easy. America strikes easy targets. Law enforcement is a microcosm of American military. They strike easy targets. They go and harass neighborhoods where people are less likely to fight back, where people are less likely to hold them accountable for their actions. This is a bully nation. If anybody wanted to study bullying, you can come to America and get a whole bullying experience. You can write 1,000 scripts and films, put out 1,000 films on American bullying and different type of ways America bullied, and every last one of them will sell. America is used to attacking the weak. It's used to fighting the weak. It's used to bullying. Even when you give Americans power and they bully and take it too far, and they get caught up and they're held accountable, they can't accept the consequences. They fold. Sometimes they kill themselves. They start crying and breaking down in court. These same police officers who harass the neighborhoods and harass the people and violate people, the moment they get caught up and have to pay for their actions, they panic. They get stressed out. They hyperventilate. They got to take all kinds of pills just to calm down. They be scared to death because they can issue it, but they can't take it. They can issue it, but they cannot take it. It's kind of like a fighter who is a knockout artist. He get in the ring, he can knock people out all day long. He's knocking people out left and right. But then when he get in there with somebody who give it to him back, the first time he get hit on the chin, he fall down and he out. First time you hit him on the chin, he fall down and he out. Because he ain't used to being hit on the chin. So hit him on the chin one time, he gonna drop. A lot of people walk around here, a lot of dudes who got a bunch of size on them, they ain't never had to fight. You ever see football players and like basketball players fight? These dudes be big old dudes, right? When they fight, they never hardly ever make contact. They be hitting, and not all, I said not all. I know some of y'all can get down, some of y'all boys can get down. Y'all was raised in that type of environment where you had to scrap. But most of them can't fight. Most of them dudes in football, play bad, they can't fight. No matter how big they are, they cannot fight. They rely on that size to intimidate people. People see them, they be getting scared. Like, the same thing with muscle building. All them dudes be all them big old muscles and all, they can't fight. Yeah, they can do all that, lift all that stuff up, lift all that weight. You be thinking, lifting weights will make you bigger, but lift me, you be a dead at. I wrote that. You did what I'm saying? Look, you can do all this all you want to, but coming from the hip is something different. That's different. No matter how many muscles you have, you ain't got nothing right here. This right here, muscles can't protect none of this right here. Muscles can't protect none of this. Muscles ain't gonna protect none of this. It ain't gonna protect none of this. It ain't protecting none of this right here. Muscles ain't gonna protect none of that. So you get it up in there, you're gonna drop. Yeah, you're gonna drop. So these guys, these big guys like America, bullies, big guys rely on people being afraid of them because of their size. They rely on people being intimidated by them because of their size. And when you see it, when they finally get into a fight, a lot of times they get whooped. Or when they're fighting, they can't really fight. They be swinging and they be hitting with the side of the hand, and they don't even know how to throw a punch properly. So a lot of times they end up breaking their knuckles. They end up breaking their hands, breaking their fingers, because they don't know how to properly throw a punch, right? So same thing with the US. They're so used to attacking and being the bully and people bowing down. When they get somebody who finally fight back, they bow down because they don't want that smoke. They want the easy lick. They want the easy hit. They like people to roll over. They want you to roll over. Iran said, "We are ready for you." Remember when he said, that man said that? He said, "We are ready." Oh, he said, "Well, what about a ground war?" We are ready. We are ready. Mess around and go out there and get slaughtered, bro. The best thing America could have did was call that ceasefire. The best thing they could have did. Because if they would have put them troops on the ground, those troops' lives would have been in peril. They would have gotten slaughtered on the ground. Those IEDs would have lit them up. They would have got lit up, left and right. Them planes in the sky can't stop no EIDs from going off. I knew he was going to capitulate. I told y'all he would. He ain't finna do nothing to Iran, man. You don't want that smoke. That's talking. He just talking big, bro, talking tough. And at the end of the day, as I said before, it's bigger than Trump. Trump is the personality. He's the figurehead. He's the voice behind, the face of the country and all that. But there's powers bigger than him. And those powers those powers made a critical analysis. They did a critical analysis and they said, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna be a good look. If we do that, we can open ourselves up to something that we don't want to see. You got to think about that. If I'm another country, if I'm one of those countries, especially if I'm a country if I got nukes, I can't sit back and just watch another country get nuked. I can't do that. Because if that happens, what's going to stop it from happening again? And again, and again, and again. So where does it stop? You got to make an example out of the person the very first time, just like when somebody put their hands on you, somebody mess with you. You got to make an example out of them the first time, because if you don't, they coming back. Next time they might try your brother, they might try your mama, your daddy, your sister. Next time, somebody else might try you because they saw you roll over the last time, so they know, oh, he's a rollover. He ain't gonna do nothing. So next time, somebody else gonna come through and try to roll on you. So you gotta fight, even if you don't want to fight back. You gotta fight back. You just gotta fight back. That's the only way you're gonna get some respect. That's the only way you're gonna get a hater up off you. You gotta fight back. You ain't got no choice. When I was, growing up in the neighborhood, people thought I was like just super brave. They thought I was just like, because I would fight anybody. I mean, seriously, anybody. They thought I was crazy. I didn't just fight them, I would win. They thought I was crazy. I didn't like the idea of being embarrassed. I didn't like the idea of somebody thinking that they could do me any kind of way and get away with it. And I also knew, even at an early age, if I let this person do it and get away, somebody else gonna try it. I was cognizant of that really young. Like that was before I was even a teenager. I was thinking like that. Yeah, if I let them beat me up, they're gonna try it. I'm gonna have to deal with them again. I'm gonna have to fight them again. Because in Fifth Ward, well, you got to fight anyway. In Fifth Ward, even if you whoop somebody, you're gonna have to fight them 2 or 3 times. Because dudes in Fifth Ward don't believe they can lose a fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care how bad they lose the fight. They just don't believe they lost the fight. So they want to fight again. And one of the things that drive them to want to fight again is all that talking that other people be doing. Yeah, they're going to talk about you, man. So you don't want to lose their fight. You don't want to lose. So you got to win. You want to win every time. And that's the way it is when you're dealing with these bullies, no matter what kind of bully they are. You got to make an example out of them. You can't let nobody push you around and do you any kind of way. They're going to keep on doing it. And they're going to teach other people that it's cool to do it. So you got to put your foot down. You got to fight back. You cannot let people do you any kind of way. You got to fight back. Going to the comments. Eric Goodlow. What's up, Eric? What's up, Eric? Che, what up? I am propane. Is that propane? Propane. Pop an. I am popping. Pop an. Okay, so check this out. It says Willie used to bite his. Look, let me tell you something, fam. I didn't get a whole lot of like lessons, life lessons that I could use to my advantage from my mama. But one lesson that I got from her that worked in my favor, she told me one time, and it stuck. She said, if somebody put their hands on you, leave a mark. You make sure you leave a mark so they never try you again. So everybody I ever had a fight with, I left a mark. In fact, from time to time, and it's been a long time lately, nobody's ever approached me like in about 10 years. But for a while, somebody would approach me at least once a year and say, yeah, man, you know, we got into a fight and man, you did this right here, man. You put this mark right here on me, you know? Yeah, man, you know, yeah, my finger right here, you did that. Yeah, man, you see this bite mark right here? Yeah, I'll bite a plug in a month. I'm telling you, anything to get you off me, man. I'm biting, I'm everything. I'm fighting to win, man. I'm not fighting to survive. I'm fighting to win. Yeah, this one dude, I took his eye. He walking around here. He walking around Houston right now with one eye. He's like, yeah, you know, I actually ran across him one day, and he tried to buy me a drink, and I was like, nah, it's cool, man. You know, let me buy you a drink. Shit, you the one lost the eye. You know? I actually told him that. He was like, he laughed about it, but you know, it was a lot of time that it went by because that happened in, oh man, what that happened? It happened like in the mid 90s. That happened like in the mid 90s, and I saw him like in 2000 something. Yeah. But yeah, he was, yeah, he started it though, fam. He started the fight. You know, we was shooting pool, and you know, he started the fight. He started it. We shooting pool, and you know, dude was just started just being disrespectful. So I took off on him, and yeah, I took that out of there. Took it smooth up out the socket. Yeah. Yeah. But my mama told me leave a mark. If you fight, if somebody put their hands on you, you make sure you leave a mark. And I made sure that I left a mark on everybody I ever fought. The only people that didn't get marked was like the people in the ring, boxing ring, you know. But other than that, yeah, I'm plucking, I'm kicking, I'm biting, I'm elbowing, you know, I'm doing everything. Yeah, I'm trying to win. Yeah, I'll bite it. I'll bite your ear off too. I'll bite an ear. I'll bite an ear, man. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, I'll bite an ear off. Yeah, I bite an ear off. And look, yeah, that's right, Ernest. Look, if you go down, look, in the song Mind Playing Tricks, I said, if it's going down, let's get it over with. If it's going down and I just don't have a choice, then I'm gonna get it in. I ain't got no choice. Like I seek peace, I really do. Like I'm really a nice guy, y'all. I don't mess with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't go around starting stuff because I already know it's a sucker around the corner waiting for his chance to come into my orbit and get his head knocked off. So he thinks fat meat ain't greasy. So there's always a sucker that would try. You know, they're gonna try. No matter what they hear about you, no matter what your rep is, they're gonna try. So I always leave a little wiggle room to address that. But I try my best to mind my business and leave people alone. Don't bother anybody, you know, because you ain't got to bother somebody, man. You ain't got to go looking for trouble. Trouble will find you eventually. So all you got to do is keep waking up. Trouble will find you. So when I get off, I don't have any reservations about going there because I know that, you know, this person's just messing with me. I wasn't messing with them. I was minding my own business. So yeah, I don't bother people, man. I do believe in letting people, you know, live. But yeah, if I got to go there, though, I'll go there. I'll go all the way there. I'll take off. Iran wasn't bothering anybody. They were minding their own business. United States, they were even actually negotiating with the United States. And the United States dropped a bomb on them in the middle of negotiating. Now think about that. They were minding their own business. And then the United States realized, oh, damn, I thought it was going to be over in 24 hours. Oh, I thought it was going to be over in 2 weeks. We're going on 6 weeks. We're in the 6th week. And U.S. talking about, okay, man, let's just that didn't work. Let's dial that back some. Nah, they thought it was sweet. They messed around and stuck their hands in a hornet's nest, not understanding that once you disturb a hornet's nest, the hornets get to decide when it's over. The hornets get to decide when the fight is over, not you. That's my time, fam. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.